from Shannon was to be myself. She was herself in a world that didn't accept who she was. And it's almost like she was a trendsetter in her lifestyle.
My favorite story about Shannon, probably when I texted her and said, you introduced me to Diana, and if we decide to get married, then you will marry us. And luckily, that ended up happening. We got married, and she officiated our wedding on top of introducing us.
We went to school together. She wrote a paper on me at school. We became really fast friends, and I really had a hot attraction to her. I think everybody does. I think everybody wants to be with Shannon.
I heard this about Shannon, so.
My favorite story about Shannon would have to be at my 30th birthday. We went to a strip club. Didn't know we were going beforehand, but we went to a strip club and she had paid for a lap dance without me knowing about it. So, long story short, there were things in my face that I didn't think were going to be in my face prior to coming in.
She did the commitment ceremony at my wedding. She didn't perform the marriage. She made a commitment with the congregation and us that people would honor our marriage. And it was one of the most beautiful experiences. She's amazing. And she knows my love for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and she knew somebody who knew somebody, and she tried to get her to officiate my wedding. And she didn't, but just the idea is the most beautiful thing.
My favorite Shannon story is when I joined Common Ground and she became an assistant. We would hang out in the office every day. And the first time I met her, she's like, what do you want out of your life? And I said, I want to adopt a child. I want to marry my husband. I want to buy a home. And she took a letter when we met with our birth mother, and she said, give this letter to your birth mother. I said, what does it say? And she said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So it's going to be 4 in January. Shannon taught me to believe in myself.
Rock and roll, Joan Jett, black leather, Robin Mead, she'll know what that means. Sexy women, boobs, animals, squirrels, her daughter, her family. She's the most beloved mother. She's an amazing mother, and I love that about her. Amazing aunt, amazing person. So she has a kind, empathetic heart, and she gives that to everybody she knows. So, yeah. I will miss her very much.
Shannon was who she was, and she mirrored back to me something I was afraid to deal with in my own self. Looking back on all these years, I admire her strength and perseverance to be genuinely who she was and the person I couldn't be. For that, I thank her and wish I had more time to show that gratitude.
Years ago, my daughter passed away from leukemia. And one night, I was sitting there with her, and I just started talking about Heather. And I said, you know, I'm telling you things I've never told anybody. And she said, then why are you opening up to me? And I said, I just feel like I can. And she said, yeah, you can. And I poured my heart out to her. And and I got so much out that it made me feel so much better. And I will never forget that. I will never forget what she did for the gift she gave to me for allowing me to do that.
At the time, I was very beaten down out of a bad relationship, and she was kind of coming out of one, and she just kind of helped me bring my faith back. I will always be grateful to Shannon for giving me hope and faith back in just good people. She showed me that good people still exist. So I love her. I'll always love her. She's a baby doll, and I'm very grateful to have her in my life and know her.
She showed up a couple years ago at a $1 million closing in Buckhead, and in like a black t-shirt, jeans, tennis shoes, and a hoodie. And I started getting the party signing, and all of a sudden I see this motion in the back of her hoodie, and I'm like, what's that? Thief or squirrel pops out, and I'm like, holy crap! Oh my God, you brought Thief! And I'd never met Thief in person, so I was so excited. And everyone at the table just died laughing and thought it was hilarious. And she just cracks me up. She's just essentially who she is. She's an amazing person. Just later that day, she basically saved my relationship by giving me a perspective that I hadn't even thought about, on my struggle that I was having in my relationship. It really didn't have anything to do with me, but she let me know that it was okay to let it go and just be that person that wants my partner to be happy no matter what. Now we're engaged, and I give her some credit for that.
What I got? Papaya! I got a bunch of gifts for you, Shannon. Shannon. Do I know you very well? No, but I know Ivy. I've been living with her for a while, and I've heard about you so much. And a bunch of gifts. Wait a minute, I'll let you show this gift. And in here, what do we have here? Some tatas? Yeah. Anyway, I've heard everybody that I've met, their lives have been changed because of you. And there's only 1 degree of separation between Shannon and I. And I'm so glad I got to spend a little time with you tonight.
I've learned from Shannon that the afterlife is nothing to be afraid of, to live this life to your fullest, so that way you can impart certain gifts on people. The memories that you leave here are sometimes lessons that you've given to other people that they're just going to spread to other people. And so I'm not afraid of death anymore. I'm kind of living each day worthy of going and departing from this physical world.
So she's taught me so much about friendships, about kindness, not worrying, sweating the small stuff.
My favorite Shannon story is when we went on a cruise to Cuba for work. She was my roommate, and when we landed in Havana, the first thing she did was went to a local park, found at least 24 stray cats, decided that they were then her cats for the day, and made it her mission for the rest of the day to go around Cuba, find pieces of grilled chicken or hamburgers to bring back to those cats and whisper like sweet little words of affirmation to them about how good they were going to do, how great they were going to be, and she hoped they had a great day. It was just like the most wholesome, sweet thing.
What I've learned from Shannon is regardless of kind of how you were brought up, like in your family, regardless of your family's beliefs, that it's okay to be yourself and it's okay to love who you love and do what you want to do regardless of what other people think.
So what I've learned from Shannon is just how to be kind to other people. Having young kids, and the bullying thing in school, just having somebody that teaches to stand up for people, standing up for people. I mean, like how we don't have that in our culture right now, and that to me just said 1,000 words. So if I learned anything from Shannon, it's learning to teach our kids to stand up for people, and personally with our kids. So I'll never forget that story.
I think even before the brain tumor, I think something that she has always been is authentic. I think she lives out loud in a way that not many people get to do. And in the last couple year watching her evolve, I think she's just been somebody who reminds you to live. And that's something that we'll take forward. We'll teach our daughter. And our daughter loves to watch videos when she does updates. And she's somebody that I want her to know and I want her to learn from.
Well, my favorite story about Shannon is when she saved my life at the Pride March in DC. But she prefers that I tell the story about when she married my wife and I. So, because I was severely dehydrated, and she went and got water. So it was absolutely a life-saving moment. So very cherished.
The first time we met, I have two stories, if that's okay. I have two stories. So the first time we met was at a lesbian meetup. And she walked in the room and I was like, well, damn, she's cute. And within moments, I said, you know, she's got this rock and roll Joan Jett vibe. And I said it out loud. And she was like, what? You said what to me? I look like and feel like Joan Jett. I was like, yeah, you totally look like Joan Jett. You've got that whole rock and roll vibe. She's like, I totally love you. So we were instant friends like that.
I don't know many stories about Shannon. I'm hearing a lot of wonderful things about Shannon tonight. Things that have made me smile, things that have made me cry. Her son Nick seems like a treasure. And
so we went through a little journey there.
I appreciate Shannon. My favorite story of Shannon is teaching my sister how to drive, which I've tried to do and many other people have tried to do as well. So the fact that she got something from that, that's beautiful to me.
Well, as I mentioned, I met her at Fourth Tuesday. I got to know her through that. And although we're the same age, I always looked at Shannon as a mama figure. And it was just because of her wisdom and her rock star status. So Shannon's kind of an idol. And I mean, she is a rock star. She is just famous. And just knowing her, you know, empowered me. Knowing her gave me a lot of courage to get out and be myself. And this was years ago. And so my favorite story was as I was going through my own divorce and dealing with my own kids' problems and all that, I saw her counsel because she's brilliant and because she was so attractive as someone to go to and counsel and ask the questions. Like I said, I saw her as more my mama than my mama because she had been through so many things and she was able to help me, and she did.
What I've learned from Shannon is unconditional acceptance and love, and to really just appreciate every moment as if you chose it. That's words to live by, I think. So.
I'll never forget picking you up before school in the yellow Fanmobile with my sister Leslie. Was getting stoned and put in the car in the ditch. And Lynn getting out and rocking out to Joan Jett, and my little sister so stoned she's going, yay! I'll never forget that. And thank you.
I was going to go for treatment, and I was always really, 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 really anxious because I didn't do very well on those treatments. And so Shannon picked me up, and Love Train was what she had. She had compiled some songs, but she said, who can feel bad when they're listening to Love Train? And I agree. When I feel bad now, I listen to Love Train. And I always think of Shannon.
I learned from Shannon acceptance, just to be happy within and find peace within, to be nice to others and love others unconditionally, open-minded, and just to try to have your own self-journey and be at one with yourself.
At the time, I was dealing with issues usually with my family, especially regarding my sexuality. And Shannon understood that more than anyone because I have no queer members of my family. Part of my family is deeply homophobic. During our drives, I guess it was a really good time for me to talk about that and connect with her about that, and especially with her story of her church. And I had that chance to tell her about my stories with my dad and my fear of coming out to my dad. And one of my favorite thing about that was how easy it was to be able to finally open up with her about my issues and having somebody finally understand.
My favorite Shannon story, Lynn's story, is how she taught me about the universe and how things happen for a reason, and that I always need to believe in what's happening. And when she was selling her house, and I was apparently bringing bad mojo, and she told me to shut up and stop talking, and she sold our house, and I love her to death.
I don't know my favorite Shannon story because there are so many. I would just say maybe the lessons that she has taught me over the years about, I always say I love Jesus and Bon Jovi because you can have it all. And I'm grateful for her for teaching me those kind of lessons.
I learned from Shannon, especially tonight, what a wonderful person that she really is. How caring and considerate. There was a time in our lives, I haven't seen her in 10 years, but to see the growth that she's been through and the positive attitude, and to know that she's not the only one struggling, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be who you are.
My favorite Shannon story, I think, was closing on my home and showing up to closing and finding a squirrel in Shannon's bra. I think that was my all-time favorite thing about her, because it showed me what a great love she has of nature, and what a kind heart she has.
So my favorite Shannon story that I have is the time that I went through a breakup, and she decided to take it upon herself to help me get my stuff back that I had left over at his place. So she set up a meeting with him to go get lunch, and I decided to go ahead and drive myself over to the place that she had lunch at with him, and I brought all of his clothes that I had, and so I told her I was coming, and she told me, okay, I've left my car unlocked. You know what my car is. It's a white SUV situation. And so I'm like, okay, I know your license plate. I'll find you. I go into the parking lot and I find the license plate, and I'm like, okay, here's her car. So I go around and I bring these clothes, and I put the clothes into the back seat next to a child's seat, which is what I thought was her car. And then I drive back to my place, and then 10 minutes later I get a call from her, and she told me, Chris, I'm at the car trying to give your ex-boyfriend back his stuff. Where's the stuff? And I told her I put it right next to the car seat. And little did I know that I had just put in all of these clothes to some random person's SUV, and that my ex never got his clothes back.
And I learned that things are meant to happen, but also things are what you make them. So if it's a bad situation, turn it good, or if you're unsure about a situation, trust in it, and if you feel like you should. And I think that's worked out for our family for years, but just knowing, hearing those words from her, like I said, my mom always says, oh, well, Shannon says this, and I'm like, okay.
I love you, Shannon. I love you with all my heart, and I will never forget you.
I want to say see you later. So, see you later.
Look away. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you.
Am I going to say goodbye to Shannon? I'm not going to say goodbye to Shannon. Shannon is alive in everything. She has always been spirit, and I don't believe in death. I believe in crossing a veil, and all I know is that she will be an angel for us all. So, am I going to say goodbye? No, I'm going to say I'll meet you on the other side.
not going to say goodbye. I'm going to say see you later until we meet again. Make sure you tell all my family and friends, especially my crazy parents, that I love them and I give you permission to visit me in my dreams. Just don't be weird about it.
I don't want to say goodbye to Shannon. I can't imagine her not being in my life. She's always been there for anything. As a friend, as a realtor, as an ally, everything. She's not allowed to go.
This one? Yes.
Sorry.
Shannon will always be in my heart. Shannon won't leave this plane of existence. Shannon won't be here anymore, and I won't be able to have new stories with Shannon. But I'll live the rest of my life thinking of her and smiling and laughing and not ever knowing anyone as wonderful, as brilliant, or as loving of life, or as giving to life as Shannon.
Even though she might not be here in physical form, I just don't know if it's necessarily goodbye. She's here with me now. She's with us now, but even when she's gone, I feel her presence will still be here, and we'll see each other again. She's too wonderful of a soul. I almost think that she's an angel. So I don't think it's goodbye. So I love you, Shannon. I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to cry.
There's no goodbye. There's, I hope we meet again. Sweet.
I don't want to say goodbye to Shannon, but I would do whatever she wants me to do and whatever she needs me to do, including not be around. That's okay too, because I will always carry her with me. I got one of the black heart tattoos on my back, so I can always look in the mirror and think about Shannon. But I pray that when the time comes that Shannon is surrounded with all the love that she deserves. And I know she will be, because so many people love her.
I'm still going to think about you. I'm still going to talk to you. Come visit me in my dreams once you've settled on the other side. And every time I hear a Joan Jett song, I know it's you blowing me a kiss. I honestly don't want to, but I just want to tell you that I love you, and I'm going to miss you so very much, and I know you have good things coming to you on the other side.
I don't want to say goodbye, but I love you, Shannon. I know that we haven't gotten a lot of time together, but I am going to miss you tremendously, and I love you, and you've done a lot for me and made me rethink some things that I've had in my life, and I'm just happy to have met you.
I'd like to say goodbye to Shannon with titties, baby. No, seriously though, Shannon, thank you so much. You brought my wife into my life. You brought my child into my life. You have given me more than anybody can give another person. And I just absolutely love you. I will always cherish you, and you will always be with me.
I think I will just say thank you. And I'll say, Shannon, I have so much gratitude for you, and you're just a beautiful human, and I'm glad that our paths crossed at the time that they did.
Well, I hate to say goodbyes, but so I hope it's more of a see you later. See you again sometime.
Namaste. She's beautiful. She's the most amazing spirit I've met. She's amazing. Speak to the divine in the universe. And when I say the divine, I'm a pagan, and I do forms of witchcraft. I'm working for Shannon. I'm here every day. I've had a candle burning for a while now.
I don't want to say goodbye to Shannon, but just maybe see you later, and enjoy the other side. I'll see you soon.
One of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And as far as blowing you one last kiss, it's not one last kiss. Because I will blow you a kiss every time I walk in and out of my house. I will blow you a kiss on every hike I take at Iron Hill. I will blow you a kiss every time I hear a Joan Jett song. I will be blowing you kisses forever. I love you. You're amazing.
You haven't seen in years.
See you in heaven.
I'm not good with goodbyes, so I won't say goodbye. I just can't. I can't do that. So I'm just gonna keep her alive every day and always in my heart and head. And if I have to say goodbye, I hope to see her again in rock and roll heaven.
I would like to say goodbye to Shannon by knowing that she is always with me, that every time I hear Pierce the Veil and the Gold Medal Ribbon song specifically, that is Shannon telling me that she's here and that everything is okay.
I would want to say goodbye to Shannon knowing that how much I appreciate her for everything she's done for me and my mom especially.
She knows that I love her. I love her more than anything, so she knows.
I want you to come talk to me if you want to, but please, I've got
I won't say goodbye because we will be together. We will. We had too many plans and we will be together. We will be laughing and loving and seeing the rock bands and raising our children and grandchildren together forever.
I'd like to tell her that I love her very much and shall always remember her.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Your gifts will never leave me.
The way I would like to say goodbye to Shannon is to simply remind her that we've talked, and I am going to keep an open channel if she goes before me. Who knows, but if she goes before me, I will keep an open channel. And I would just want to remind her that I'm open, and come back and see me, come back and talk to me, come back and whisper in my ear. My heart is open, and I would love to keep in touch far beyond the realm of this life.
Changed my life. That's all I can say. Absolutely changed my life. I literally take a picture every single day when I go for walks with my dogs, and the sun comes up and I think about her and I take a picture and I'm like, I am thinking about you today.
Shannon, for me, there is no goodbye. You will always be with me. So until I see you again.